I'm Sarah Smith, a horticulturalist here at Rogers Gardens, and in this video I'm going to be talking about how to create holiday containers for your front porch and some different ideas. So this is kind of what we think about when we think about sort of a traditional holiday Christmas container, that very traditional red with a cute little pine type tree in there that looks like a Christmas tree and a lot of red and whites. But in this video I'm going to do something a little bit different. If you don't do that very traditional Christmas kind of thing, or maybe you don't celebrate Christmas at all but you want to do a cute holiday planting in your front patio, these are going to be the perfect pots for you. I'm also kind of using the very popular color trends of this year. So that's the kind of more neutral grays and sagey greens, browns and whites. That's been a super popular color palette for indoor decorating. So I wanted to do something that would pull those colors from your inside to your outside. I'm very much a fan of doing that because that just makes your place feel more expansive. So your inside and your outside matches, which really pulls the whole entire property together. So I'm going to do two pots that will work really well for that. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to make. For this first set, I'm going to do two pots. I always think it's really pretty if you have the space on your patio to do a larger pot and then a smaller kind of accompanying little pot that complements the big one. This is a plant that I really wanted to use. This is so pretty. We've been getting these in here at Rogers Gardens for the past few years, and no one believes me when I say these pine cones are real. These are not tied on. Isn't that cute? This is a plant that I really wanted to use for a very long time. We've been getting these in here at Rogers Gardens for the past few years. This is a red cone Norway spruce, and no one believes me when I say that these pine cones are real. This naturally grows on here. Isn't that cute? Everybody thinks that they're tied on or hung on or that are actually little ornaments, but they're not. I love this one so much, and I love when I looked at it instantly, it told me, okay, I've got that really pretty sagey green color and that beautiful brown, so this was the perfect one to use. This one doesn't really need a whole lot of other plants in here. It fits this pot perfectly, but what I want to do is I want to light it up and I want to kind of add a little adornment to it. So here at Rogers we sell these really cool little battery powered, we call them rice lights, and they're on a wire. They're super delicate. They're on a battery so you can turn them on. I want to make sure that I'm using the green wire one, not the silver wire, so that way it kind of hides a little bit better. And the nice thing is it actually has a timer setting. So if you're looking for these here at Rogers, ours have a little timer setting. So you turn it on when you want it to go on that timer setting, and every day it will turn back on at that time, which is perfect. So you do not need to plug it in. You don't have to worry about having an outlet nearby. So if you decorate this one up with the pretty lights, it looks so perfect in this tree. It's very delicate, very dainty, and very finished looking once you get it all in. And then I want to accompany it with some cute little decoration. We sell these little jingle bells here. They got the perfect coloration in here. So you just tuck that into the front to add a little something towards the front of the pot. You want to make sure that you have a pot when you're planting it where the edges are not super exposed. So that's why we always do with our little pots where we have the things spilling over. We like to kind of hide those edges. So when I saw these little bells, I thought they fit my color palette perfectly. Super cute holiday vibes. Those cute little bells actually make sound. So then I'm gonna make a little pot to go with it. So when I was trying to get my inspiration for this little combo, the thing that I kind of based everything on was this red cone Norway spruce. It's just so adorable and super cute, so that kind of was what started me. But then I found this cute little dwarf Alberta spruce, and I thought, okay, I like these together. They have a really good complementary color going on. So that's what's gonna go in the smaller pot, and this is where I'm gonna plant all the cute little accompanying things to go around it. So let's get started on that. So the first thing I'm gonna put in is my big guy. So for all of our pots here at Rogers, when we're doing a combo of plants, we always talk about our thriller, which is sort of the bigger thing in the pot, that's sort of the star of the pot, right? The filler, so the stuff that goes around it to look super cute, and the spiller, something to cover the edge. Sometimes the filler and the spiller can be the same thing depending on how much room you have in your pot. So let's get started with the first thing, and that's going to be our thriller. So that's going to be this little guy here. It's going to go into this container. I'm gonna move some of the soil. I already pre-prepped it with soil all the way down. Do not put gravel in the bottom of your pots or anything crazy like that, like I hear people doing all the time. If anything, you can cover the bottom of the hole with like a nice little piece of screen. We sell them here pre-cut at Rogers, so that will keep the soil from coming out. That'll also keep ants and stuff from going in as well. So once you have that guy in, make sure it's planted nice and high, because as you plant, the soil will kind of compact, so you want to make sure it doesn't get too deep in that pot. So you always plant it a little bit higher than you think you should. The next couple things I'm going to put in, I want to incorporate that brown and that beautiful sagey green, and I'm actually going to use a real sage. If you've seen any of my videos, you know that I love to combo up real edible things into my pot, because some of the edible stuff is so pretty and ornamental, and you have something you can use. So I love to multi-purpose things. This is a beautiful purple bok choy. So this is actually something you can harvest from. And this is a real sage, which is great for holidays because we use so much sage in our cooking. So not only do you have a pretty plant, you have a plant you can use for cooking as well. So we're gonna put that purple bok choy in. There's actually 3 plants in this pot. So I'm going to kind of put that a little bit more towards the back. I definitely have one side on this plant that is going to be kind of backside. Look how pretty that color combos just instantly with this plant. I'm going to actually spin that around a little bit. There, that's more of the front, right? And then I'm going to tuck in the sage. Tuck that sage in. So now the sage is in. We're going to do some pretty color and a spiller. Now this to me feels like such an iconic Christmas plant. Here in Southern California, and I'm not sure about the other states, we always use cyclamen around the holidays. It's so pretty, and it's got that white, it's got that perfect green, and it's got a brown stem, so it fits all of those great color points for this color palette we're using here. So I'm gonna plant that up against, I really want it to contrast with the dark color here. I love contrasting colors, it's one of my favorite things. I like a nice, deep, rich contrast. I'm gonna put my spiller kind of in that corner. So this is what we used to call creeping wire vine. Now we call it angel vine. So much cuter, isn't it? It's funny how we repurpose names to be a little bit more attractive. But this here is Muhlenbergia, which I love. It's kind of an aggressive grower sometimes, so this will really go fast. But it's got that beautiful brown stem to it, so again, fits that color that we're looking for. And I want one more really pretty filler, little baby's breath in here. Sometimes as you're doing these, you kind of think, I'm gonna move things around a little bit, and you can do that before you actually pack everything in. So I'm actually gonna move this. I kind of want my gray over here. Sometimes your plans, you're like, you know what, as I'm going, let's change this up. There we go. I like that much better. Now I'm gonna put this in. Ta-da, isn't that pretty? And you also have something in here that you can eat. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna go back, fill in all the holes in between the plants with soil, make sure it's packed in really nice. But there you go, isn't that gorgeous? So you have something edible, your colors are really pretty, you've got that green, you've got that sagey color, you've got a real sage in there, you've got those grays, browns, and whites. Such a beautiful color combination, such a popular color combination right now, and so pretty to bring outside, and very neutral, so it can even go past the holidays and works pretty much for kind of any color combo you've got going on in your house. It's not too crazy like the reds and whites. Reds and whites are super pretty, not bashing those, but it's nice to do something a little bit different every once in a while, right? The last thing I want to do is kind of add a little bit of pine cone to this pot, especially to tie it into the other pot with the real pine cones, but we're gonna fake it with some preserved pine cones. We sell a lot of pine cones here at Rogers, and we usually do a really cool thing with Accompanying called Pine Cones with a Purpose. And they're pine cones that are collected pretty locally, and the money goes to different charities. So it's really kind of cool. And they have a lot of really unusual pine cones as well. So you can stick these in. I have these ones on. These little sticks are actually just hot glued in there to keep them in place. But now, finishing touches, gorgeous. For the last pot, I'm gonna go with a little bit even more neutral. We're gonna do greens, grays, and whites. This will work kind of perfectly on any kind of patio with any kind of color you've got going on in your house, and just has that really nice kind of wintry wonderland kind of vibe going on to it. So the first one that I'm gonna put in is this really beautiful gray little cypress that I got. And again, it's going to be kind of one-sided because it's going on a patio, so you're going to have a back wall. So you always kind of want to think, what is the front and the side views of this pot, and how do I play to that? So this one's going to go kind of in the back, not all the way in the back. And again, you want to make sure it's not too deep because it will compact over time, and then all of your plants will kind of disappear as you start watering because they're going to get lower and lower. The next one I have is this beautiful blue star juniper. This is really pretty. It looks so soft and gorgeous, but it's really spiny. So make sure you have gloves on. It's not crazy spiny, but it's not the best thing to touch. You look at it and you think, oh, it looks so feathery and so nice. It's not feathery nice to touch, but it gives you that vibe. When you're looking at it, you want to kind of pick your front. So this is going to be my front. So in this back corner, I'm going to put these really pretty little white cyclamen. Again, these to me just scream Christmas. I feel like around here in Southern California, this is such a popular thing to see around here for the Christmas and holiday season. So I've got that in, so that pops up. And again, this is going to be kind of on a corner of a porch. So I want to make sure that this side is really pretty, and this is kind of sort of the back side here. The other thing that I want to put in is kale. And again, I feel like kale is such a popular kind of holiday thing. This is not an edible kale. You can use it. Perfect to use the leaves and stuff on like things like charcuterie boards, but not really tasty as like the normal kale that you would buy in a grocery store. And then I'm gonna put in my white pretty little baby's breath in here. I'm going to put a little bit of a spiller in as well. This is white bacopa. I want to kind of cover that edge. And then I'm going to go back through here and fill it with soil to get everything popped up correctly. And then I'm going to put in Dusty Miller. Dusty Miller, I feel like, kind of gets a bad rap. I love Dusty Miller so much. I think people kind of got burnt out on it. We're using it a lot, but it looks so pretty in here. And actually, Dusty Miller makes for a really good cut filler if you're doing floral work. So that's going to tuck in there. That'll get a little bit taller than the kale over time. Kind of gets lost for the moment, but you'll see it on the side there. Isn't that beautiful? Nice whites, grays, very, very neutral, but very kind of wintry wonderland. Perfect for any kind of holiday celebration that you're doing at your house because it works with kind of anything. A little bit less traditional than normal, but white is so good because it's so neutral and kind of goes with everything. Isn't that gorgeous? Two neutral pots that you can use for any kind of holiday celebration in the winter. Something super easy that you can do at home. We sell all these products here at Rogers Gardens, so make sure you come in and you can plant up something yourself. We have a potting table here too, so you can plant it up here. We also have a service if you're like, I don't want to do it myself. I'm way too busy. I have too many things going on. You can bring them in here. You can even bring in your own pot and buy the plants here, and we can pot it up for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you check out all the videos that we have on our YouTube page. We have tons of different videos about a ton of different subjects. So if you've got a question about gardening or decorating or tablescaping or anything like that, I guarantee we have a video there about that subject. Make sure you also sign up for our email. We have tons of great content that comes out to you. They're beautifully curated, all kinds of beautiful pictures about what's going on here at Rogers Gardens with videos included in it as well, especially like our monthly gardening checklist, which is a really comprehensive list of all the things that you should be doing for the upcoming month as well. So it's a lot of great information there for you. Our Instagram and Facebook page are also a great way to know about what's coming up because a lot of things come in here and they're very limited and people find out about it way too too late, and by the time they come in, it's gone. So make sure that you're checking that so you know what's going on, and if there's something really great that you want, you come in and actually are able to get your hands on it before it's gone here at Rogers Gardens. Be well, be safe, and happy gardening, everybody. Bye.